All right, now let's talk about streaming air. Nobody's quite found the word that really describes it. Let's say inhaling the tone is another way to describe it. If I am going to smell a flower and I go, I'm inhaling, but I'm inhaling it gently at a small amount of air so as not to disturb the pollen on the flower I'm smelling. So I go, if I sing when I do that, if I use a conversational amount of air, and I say, how are you today? I say, the stream, the airstream, which I'm continuing and taking down my spine, what the teacher of Beni Menegini and Laudi Volpe called that sliding back and down. So if I'm doing that and I use a conversational amount, I'm singing like that all the time. And that's why the speech technique, so-called speech to level and things like that, if you do it with breathing, it's a good technique. If you do it without breathing and just sort of try to talk like that, but talk it, then you have to have a microphone. Everything depends on whether you breathe or not, as to whether you need a microphone or whether you can sing in a theater without a microphone. But the thing about speech is, we usually talk our whole lives, and we use a certain amount for conversational, communication. So I'm going to use that amount, and I'm going to sing something with it, right? How are you today? I'm feeling fine. Let's go downtown, and why don't we get something to eat? I can talk about anything I want to talk about. Now, what happens if I'm addressing a group of 500 people without a microphone? How do I talk then? I want all of you to listen to what I'm telling you now. Today we're going to study Wendelizer by Schubert. And we're 22 songs, and we're all going to discuss these songs and translate them and hopefully sing them. If we don't have a singer who wants to sing them, we'll play some recordings. But the point is I'm using an emission of the breath, or I'm drawing in a breath, an airstream that's sliding down my back that is even more than the normal conversational level. So I'll sing like that again. La, 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 la. See? So what do we do then? Now that was three of them, three streamers. La. There's one even smaller than that. And then I'm going to tell you a secret. La. You should categorize these and get them in your mind so you can use them whenever you want to. So we have telling a secret, the confidential one. Oh, I'm smelling a flower. Have a conversational level. I have the form of address, or the amount I use to address a group. If I don't have a microphone, anything more than I do has to do with individual ability, breath capacity, things like that. If I can go, if I really can do that, I can sing that way. The question is, does it sound good? Can I use it in a performance? Can I do it for hours? There are a lot of questions about it. See? La, 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 la. So I'm actually using an airstream that's suddenly about that size. And the general rule is, always let your throat accommodate the airstream. Do not set your throat like that and then try to accommodate the size of your throat by taking in a tremendous airstream. Because my throat is much bigger than I'm able to use and support for singing. So I will draw in breath. Let's say my maximum drawing in is about like that. And that's probably the most I can do. See? What do you think? And then, do I really need to do it? Do I need to work that hard? Sometimes you want to impress somebody and you're making a bigger sound. Somebody always runs, oh, my dear, a young Heldon tenor or something. Well, not really. Heldon tenor, that sound like that if he says, hello, how are you? He sounds great, big voice. The fact that we can make a bigger sound doesn't mean we are heroic at all. It just means that we can blast a lot of air sometimes and get away with it. So these air streams are ones that you should choose. I've always found it's better to divide them up in some kind of identified category, like confidential is like that. You can sing, if I'm doing butterflies, say, if I'm close to her, I go, see, if I'm across the room, but I want to be nice to her, I say, you can use different air streams for different things that you're doing, or the kind of character you're playing, and to whom are you speaking, and what kind of speech are you doing at that person? Are you being dramatic? Are you being angry? Are you being happy or sad? All of them have an air stream that goes with it. If you are an air streamer, and you're the kind of singer that likes to sing and slide down your spine, slide back and down, very successful technique. Joan Sutherland used it. Franco Corelli used it. A lot of singers use it. Delmonico stopped his breath here. He didn't slide back and down, but he certainly sang here. Works like a charm, but it's really a breath stop method. It's not really a streamer method. So we have streaming, we have leaning, and we have stopping. And those three schools right there, and then you have also sighing. So you have to decide which category that is. It stops down here, but it also streams back at a prescribed rate of flow. And I've decided if I'm going to sigh, I go, I don't yell at anybody, that's for sure. You can locate your sighs. I can sigh from the navel down. It automatically streams a little bigger because I'm going down farther down, and that takes a little more energy to get down that far. And when I do, even a sigh, it takes a certain kind of energy. And then I can sigh down my back. I use that old reliable sliding back and down with a sigh. Thank goodness that's over. So these are some of the possibilities. Remember that all of them are air streams of a type. It all depends on which direction do you want to stream that air. Do you want to stream it down, let's say toward the navel? Do you want to stream it straight back? How about the back of the neck? See? So you can stream the air and the amount of air you wish to stream just with a decision that you make. I'm going to say I'm going to use this amount. I've got to sing this opera, which is 4 hours long. Some of them are even longer. And how am I going to sing like that? Am I going to stream big and they think I'm going to get through with it? I'm going to get through the evening? I mean, I've done it. Let's face it. We've all done it. We've got hundreds of performances behind us. We've tried different things at different times. And the problem, when I would use the big stream, everybody would love it. Oh my gosh, a real young Heldon tenor, a real dramatic tenor. And they would just love it when I did that. But could I do it and sustain it? That was the question. It doesn't hurt the throat or anything like that, but the process of getting your air, of this sort of inhalation process, uses a lot of the body energy to keep it coming in at that rate. But I certainly can do it. If I do something like Mike's a singer, let's see, what's a good example? Shall I sing with a big stream? Morgen ist leidend im rosigen Schein, von Blüt und Duft geschwellt die Luft, und alle Wohnen Sonnen, ein Garten lud mich ein. Then anybody says, oh, you're a real Helden tenor. Well, not really. I'm just a guy that knows how to go. That's all. You know, I remember the first time I ever did it was, help! I remember it was, but you know, you find out what works for you at different times. And, but if I sang that same music, right? And I do, let's say I do Smelling a Flower. Morgen liegt leuchtend im rosigen Schein, von Blüt und Duft geschwellt die Luft, und alle Wohnen Sonnen, ein Garten lud mich ein. In other words, why would I do it bigger unless I'm trying to fool somebody and get people to think I'm really a Helden tenor? And why would I do that? Well, prizes, you get jobs, all of a sudden you find you're getting offered nothing but those Helden tenor parts, and you don't Helden dramatic parts, I'll say, for everyone, and all of a sudden nobody's offering you any lyric parts anymore. That's not good either, see? Especially imagine having to do that all the time. Oh, how are you today? You think, no, I would rather say, and take it easy if I can. So this choice, that's one little group of choices we have, right? Confidential, smelling the flower, conversational, addressing the public or a class or something, Sometimes the singer just start yelling and you don't know why they're trying to be so loud when it's just a conversational situation. And why would I want to, and my old teacher, Olga Reese, would say, why do you pump your lungs? Don't pump your lungs. In other words, why do we want to give so much all the time? And if you understand the principle of acoustics, you begin to understand that blowing harder isn't necessarily better. Some singers get a lot of dark noise, sounds like that, and goes, oh, like, and nobody can hear you. It doesn't carry over the orchestra. All right, so that's enough for now with Airstreams, okay? And think about those a little bit. We'll see what happens. Bye.